It was like, I don't know. I think it was our second Texas run this year.
Yeah, it went by a lot quicker and smoother than the other ones we've had. Minimal casualties.
Uh,
Okay. We
yeah,
might
but
we might dig a little bit deeper into that in when the episode fully gets started. Now
okay.
now
Happy to
you
do
guys
so.
got me curious.
Right.
Do you guys have any questions before we get started?
Yeah. Do we crack open the cold ones now or do we wait to the stream?
I'll count us. That leads into perfectly. So I'll actually count us down, and then we'll crack them all together to kind of start the episode
So,
here.
We need
So
two crackers.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Two
Let's see. Is
crackers.
this twisty?
She's getting a cracker.
okay.
We have these old-fashioned root beers to celebrate Cody's 3 months of being sober.
Oh hell yeah! Congrats, dude. Like I said, I'll count us down. We'll crack these. I'll do the little intro, bring the two of you in, and we'll just have a good time.
Right
Oh
on.
yeah.
All right. In three, two, one. Welcome to the Beers with Bands podcast with your host, Michael Torres. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Beers with Bands. Very stoked on this episode tonight. I'm sitting down with Updog. How y'all doing?
Good,
Yeah.
good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, really
Uh,
stoked.
yeah, I'm happy we got this in the books. I know you just got off a run, which we'll talk about probably in a little bit, but we're a few days out. By a few days, I think I at this point 7 days ish from the release of the new EP. I think it comes out on the 11th, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm catching you guys right like that. I feel like the perfect time, so we get to talk kind of all about it right before it comes out, and have a good time
Yeah.
about that. But before we get too far, can you kind of go between the two of you and say who you are and what you do in Updog?
So you?
Okay. Hey, my name is Cody. I go by they, them pronouns, and I play guitar and sing. I used to play leads, but then that's really hard to do while singing. So yeah, now we have tuna.
Yeah. My name's Emily. I'm she, her. My friends call me Tuna. I play rhythm guitar. Well, a little bit of both. I started out as rhythm guitar, and then for this next album, I switched over to leads just because we were kind of experimenting more as time goes on, which is also something that I think is really interesting, kind of to see the evolution and like
Mm.
how we hang out and write our stuff together. But yeah, because I mean the band started with Cody doing like the songs, solo in Houston, but like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great. 10 years is that's crazy to think because like I know right now on like streaming and stuff we can see like the getting better and getting worse EP and LP respectively, but to
Mm.
think that this project kind of started 10 years ago, that's nuts.
Yeah, it started off. So I was just living in Houston, and I was like in between bands. I just like moved up there. I was just like I really liked bomb the music industry, so I was trying to like do that like whole thing. It's just like, oh, it's by myself. I can make it as big as possible, and then like pretty much like did a couple shows. Uh, oddly enough, like so the first ever Up Dog show ever. Uh, ended up opening up for Glare before like Glare was huge. It
Okay.
was we were playing like a house show to like 30 people. And then like I think like the second Up Dog show, I ended up opening up for Warm Thoughts, which was Elliot and Touche More's like side project. And then COVID happened and then didn't do anything for like ever. So like really only got like two shows in and then like COVID.
Like what was that? Obviously, COVID killed a lot of things. A lot of people. I commend every band that stuck with it after COVID because I know it. I'm sure it happened in your scene too, where there was a handful of bands that just didn't come back from that. They kind of just moved on
Yeah.
with their lives. Um, what was that spark kind of after COVID to bring Updog back?
That was like the second era of Updog. That's when it started to become like a full band at that point. When you
Yeah.
started to transition out of that.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Because like so like what happened during COVID, I recorded like the Getting Better EP and like sat on the songs for like 2 years. because like they were just in a drive because I was just like, oh, it's COVID. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't go play shows or anything, or like,
Scratch your ass for 4 months.
yeah.
Right.
But then like, was it? Started showing friends like the EP, and they're just like, oh, hey, we'll help you make a full band. This is sick. And then like from there, it's just like, okay, I guess we're doing full band shows now. And then like we started like kind of like orchestrating that before like lockdown officially ended, like just like with ourselves, just like coordinating like, okay, like it looks like lockdown's gonna end like at this time, like just to be safe, like it's like maybe we should plan a show like 4 or 5 months out and then like work towards that and everything. And like pretty much like that's what pretty much like happened. It's just like after lockdown, we're just like friends were just like, oh hey, let's do this.
Who was the first lineup? It was Jeremy and Nate.
Yeah, just me, Jeremy, Nate. We're just a three-piece, which ended up why I ended up playing leads a lot.
And then even with like that three-piece iteration, did we still have? Because like I forgot to mention it for people listening, like Updog is like this emo, almost ska, like amalgamation type deal going on. Was it always that same style back then as a three-piece, or was it more just like leaning towards a certain like emo way rather than like this emo and ska?
Oh, it was like emo and ska for sure. Well, it's
Okay.
like
Because you were real big on Bomb the music industry.
yeah, really big on bot. Like that was like my favorite band growing up, and like it was just like it was just like I wanted to make an emo band, but it's like I still really like ska and I wasn't ashamed of it. So I throw in like a ska part every now and then because like I was like I feel like I would never make like a full ska song, but it's like if I could like throw in parts there.
Because you really got to commit if you're doing the ska thing, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
So it's fun to just like throw in a little snippet here and there, but if you want to go full ska, you got to go full ska. There's like
Yeah.
it's very black and white. It's very two-tone.
Yeah, yeah.
It has been nice, especially listening to Going Nowhere Fast and like hitting those parts of just kind of ska peppered in. Nothing against all the homies that are doing straight emo EPs and stuff like that. I mean, granted, that's what I listen to on a pretty regular basis, but it's nice when something else gets kind of peppered in to kind of change up the monotony of just like emo sad boy stuff all the time, and then
Yeah.
kind of gets you moving a little bit more.
That's the goal, because I think the worst thing, I feel like we've been practicing a lot of like never kind of making just like a straightforward song. You know what I mean? Like we always try to keep the form of a song different, or we try to like, you're very good. You have a lot of experience when it comes to like making stuff stimulating and not dragging on for too long. And
My attention span sucks.
it's that YouTube shorts that you've been watching at lunch.
Yeah, like my attention span sucks. So like that's why like especially like the new stuff, there's like so many different parts just because it's just like
It has to be stimulating.
yeah.
Because I think we're not very stimulated people. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse than like even like our newer songs are more fun to play just because there's more like shit to do. I feel like it's a lot more interesting to play that than like just like power chords and just like palm muting and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
It's just fast and chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is always the best stuff. And I know like people say nowadays that like TikTok and stuff has kind of ruined our attention spans, but at the same time, like I think back to some of my favorite records, and some of those are like the hardcore punk style records that are just like each song is like maybe 30 seconds to like a minute long, and it's just
Yeah.
so fast paced where like the whole record is like 10 minutes. And that's the shit that like yeah, you got to listen to it again to like, really get into it, but like that quickness is still something that I don't know. It triggers something even before all of this TikTok really fucked with us even more.
Yeah, and I feel like emo music specifically, or just like punk in general, like what you were saying, it's very, very built upon that. I think you have to be like, I don't want to say a musical snob, but you have to be like intentional if you're gonna listen to a song that's like more than 7 minutes. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
And I think with punk and with a lot of like the like I guess what we're aiming to do is more cater to the opposite of that. I think it's very casual listening, you know?
Hmm.
It's yeah, it's like really easy just to get lost into like that monolithic sound of like what punk
Yes.
and emo is.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's definitely like in the case of like that first LP. because I feel like we're still trying to like find
who we were.
who we were. Yeah.
And that's the cool thing. I think now that like we have like spent more time like together writing and all figuring shit out, like can I say shit on here?
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Figuring shit out, like I think it kind of gives us a new strength. And that also weirdly bridges into like something we're, working on in the future where we are thinking to have like a 7 minute, 9 minute, like really weird opening track. And maybe before we couldn't have done that, but I think once you kind of know yourself enough musically and you know how to like establish what works for you and establish what rules that you have, you can kind of learn how to break the things that kind of kept you in your little boxes, if that makes sense.
Hmm. I think even on top of that, like working together, you not only are you like unlocking stuff in yourself, you know how to kind of like bring those things out of other people at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if I can pull this off here, maybe so and so can like expand on it here because I know that they're like waiting for something like this to
Yeah.
just to bridge it off of that.
Yeah, dude, that's my favorite
Yeah.
thing about like these last few songs that we've been writing. I think we all come from very like different musical backgrounds and we're able to kind of find a way that we can all write something that complements it without anyone feeling like anything is overshadowing anything else. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because even the trombone parts, like before it was very just like pad oriented, but like even in the room, like the real rhythmic stuff, that's I think something we couldn't really do before and something that we have kind of, gained from that ability to understand each other more and our dynamic in the band overall.
Yeah. Now, I know the trombone player, your trombone player is not here tonight.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would, say that they're a person after my own heart as someone that played trombone in high school and has been wanting to pick it back up for many years. Um, do and this is to get probably a little ahead of ourselves, but obviously it's the only horn in the project. Is there ideas or wants to like kind of spread that horn section a little bit more?
Dude, it's so funny you asked that because we actually have a trumpet player that I'm talking. She was gonna visit tonight after the stream, actually, just to like catch out the vibe. But yeah, we're definitely looking for a trumpet player, and we have some friends in other bands. Like, we have a friend named Rosie from Hans Gruber and the Diehards, who's really good at saxophone. We've thought about even like asking them to jump in on horns for the EP coming out,
Yeah.
but we ended up not having time. But I think for sure for our live shows, having a trumpet player would be sick and hopefully on the album. And for future albums, maybe we could even like get other horn players too.
Yeah, and LP2, like when we went to record that, I really want trumpet on there, and I really want a violin on there.
Ooh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, like for like, there's like some stuff I've been trying to like get together that I'm like, oh, a violin would sound sick here.
Right? Maybe we should go full on like street light, just get like a fucking like 30 piece. Let's go to like a high school and like just recruit all the brass section. Up dog sheet music.
Extra credit,
Yeah.
volunteer hours.
Right. That would be cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be very sick. But I also love that because I know other bands that have horns right now. Like I'm thinking specifically like Later Gator, and I'm blanking on like everyone else that does it right now. But like they mainly have trumpets, so to see a trombone get to shine through on their own, like that's the shit I love when I saw that.
It's very interesting and it's very fitting to our trombone player Burger, who I am half sad, half relieved that they're not here because I think we would have either been canceled or on a watch list had they been here because that motherfucker will talk and talk and talk until something comes out, good or bad. But I get what you're saying. Like it is very fitting to Burger though. Like if Burger had to play any instrument, it would either be the fucking triangle or the trombone. And
Yeah.
it's very fitting. And it is interesting to have like trumpet players in other bands because I feel like trumpet's a very like mariachi-esque instrument. I think all those different instruments have different dynamics, so
Yeah.
that'll be really interesting to see.
And growing up in South Texas, where mariachis are every taqueria on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's just like you grow up around that, you know?
It's everywhere.
It's like my parents' first instrument, they tried to get me to like play an accordion.
No fucking
I
way,
make cumbia,
bro.
like, as soon as like I was like old enough to start playing instruments.
Cumbia up dog win.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick, honestly. It's not that far off from like ska and emo. There's just like,
Bro Latin.
yeah, it's just like around the corner.
Right. We can do that.
Yeah,
We can so do that.
yeah. Dang, now I miss Burger.
I know. Better than me, because I don't.
Well, jumping into your sophomore EP, Going Nowhere Fast. One, I gotta say, it's been great to listen to. Like I mentioned, the hints of ska throughout there really brightened it up. But one thing for people that have listened to it is there's this kind of like backlining story throughout the entire thing. If you consider it a story of this voicemail from a friend of yours.
Burger. Burger, yeah.
Okay, it's him. Okay. One, I'd love just the crash out throughout the EP of that continuously building. Getting to the point of like, I'll just put up some fucking smoke signals or
Oh yeah.
spotlight the fucking
Bad
bat signal.
Yeah.
Just that throughout was hilarious to me. What was the idea? Why did you end up putting that throughout the entire EP?
What was the story? Cody was in Austin like a year ago.
So
Yeah.
So my partner, I was on my first date with my partner. And I was just so like I live in Corpus, but I'm always in Austin just because like my best friend lives there, and like if I could go up there for a week at a time, like I will. So it's like I was up there for a week at a time during that point and just like hanging out in Austin, and ended up going on my first date with my partner up there who lived up there at the time, and Gregor was also coming up to hang out because like my best friends are also Burger's best friends. So it's like, so Burger was on the way, but I was in the middle of the first date, so I wasn't going to be answering my phone. I was going to be checking my phone. Like, so
My priorities.
yeah, like I really like this person, so I want to hang out with them. So it's like, and then like I like after like at one point like I checked my phone like a few hours into the date and I see voicemails.
There's three of them, actually.
Yeah, it was three of them.
And they're all chronological too.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that like it's like there's three voicemails, and like throughout each voicemail he gets angrier and angrier and angrier, and what is it? There's the one where he's like, "You really done it now." That was the last voicemail. The one before he ended it with, "If you don't answer the phone, I'm gonna be really upset." And the next one was, "You really done it now." So have you heard the full album yet, or just the single?
Yeah. No,
Okay,
I've
I was
heard it
gonna
all.
say, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's like I felt like it kind of just fit the tone of the EP in a way.
That was your idea.
Yeah, because like all the songs is about how like it's just coming to realization that like now that I'm in my late 20s, like I don't get to hang out with friends that much anymore. We're always like at work trying to like struggle to survive. And it's like I was just kind of like just introspectively just like looking back, it's just like, oh hey, like things were much more simpler when we were like in our late teens, early 20s at DIY shows, just getting fucked up all the time. But it's also like I don't remember like half those memories because I was fucked up all the time. And that shit sucks. And it's just like trying to like hold on to those moments and not be stupid about them and like waste like just being regretful of just like partying too hard to forget all those, but also like within like being regretful of like losing those moments, like also having a fear of never having moments like that again, just because of the capitalist hellscape we live in. So it's just like it's it's just like having that fear, and like with our last song, like the last hook at the end is like searching for better days, but we haven't found them yet. It's just like kind of just like holding up for that little bit of hope that things will get better and we won't die from hunger or climate catastrophe or like, just a small bit of hope is like, please, like, I still want to hang out with my loved ones and I still want to live life with them. I hope this world doesn't end in the next 3 years.
I'm just trying to play 2K, you know.
I'm just waiting for GTA 6 at this point. We'll see what happens after that.
Right.
But no, like I get your feeling. Like one quote, as cheesy it is, that I always think about from The Office is like the last season when Andy Bernard says, you know, I wish we knew we were in the good old days when we were in those, yeah, when we were living in it or something. I butchered it, but like that's one of the quotes that I always miss or like think of because like I'm now mid 30s and I miss my fucking 20s and teens and just hanging out with my friends. We all have grown up and moved away from each other, so it's like, man, I miss just being able to like go fuck around and do nothing or just sitting together and just like hanging out, bullshitting, and just having a good time, whether it's at a show or just together in a van, just driving to a show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like just like looking back, it's like, oh dang, because like I feel like my early 20s, I was always like couch surfing, trying to like I was just all over Texas in my early 20s, like couch surfing, just making DIY shows, pretty much. So just like, dang, I miss that. Like I didn't think those were like the glory days until like looking back, it's like, oh shit, like half the people from that part of my life, like I don't even get to see anymore, and it sucks.
Now you got to pay for insurance now.
Yeah, and I got paid for insurance
It's
now.
fucked up.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
It sucks. Um, which is crazy also that you couch surfing around Texas because Texas is a huge ass state, so commendable for being able to do that. Because like earlier when we were talking about how I think you said burgers like in Austin, and you guys are like kind of all spread out. Like that's got to be kind of not like I also don't have a good grasp as to, like how far these places are in Texas. I just know that like Austin and like San Antonio or shit like the major cities are not like near each other. So it's
Right.
got to be kind of rough when you guys need to like get together.
Yeah, we can't really practice until like before a show. When we all lived in Corpus, we would practice every Tuesday actually. It was really cool. But now we're like
Yeah.
we only practice like if we have a show coming up and it's like 2 or 3 days before. We like lock in for like 2 hours and then we kind of just
Yeah. Or like, oh, every time we tour, we done like 4 tours this year, and like every tour we started because we have to start in Texas, like so like we choose like what I guess like whatever city we're starting off, whether it's like Austin or Houston. It usually seems to be either or.
Mm.
We like we meet in that city like well like the day of the show, like the day of the first show, like after we pick up the van and everything and pick up everybody, we go to a practice space like 4 or 5 hours before loaded and do like a couple hours and then go eat and then go to the show.
and that's showbiz, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is it's a lot harder than how it was before because now I think we also have less time to like fully jam as a band, but
Mm.
I guess recently it's been us just kind of like writing stuff and then like sending it and having someone do it virtually, you know, if that makes sense. And then when we're all together, we all kind of try it out. So there's definitely a buffer there, but it is kind of like forcing us to kind of adapt and we have a new approach to it now, you know.
Yeah, thank you, internet.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the one benefit of the time that we're living in now is just being able to like record stuff on your own, send it over to one of the other dudes, and then just be like, okay, like this is what we're thinking. Do what you want to do, or adjust it here. Like I know I was talking. It's again concept of time with bands I've been on, but at one point I was talking to a band. They were like more New York based, but their drummer lived in like California because he had moved during the pandemic. So it was
Yeah.
like, okay, like they're recording everything, or he'll record drums and like send it over, and like just having to do stuff across the country is nuts that we can do that now.
It's
Yeah,
the Tom DeLonge effect. You fucking hate your band, you're just gonna record across the country. Make it work.
we don't hate each other.
But it's the same thing. One of us has to be the Tom DeLonge. It's probably you. It's probably Burger.
It's probably
it's
Burger. Are you Mark Hoppus?
I'm the cop. I'm the one that turned into a cop, Scott Rayner.
Why are you the cop?
If anything, you're the cop. You love being like in charge of everything, but in a good way.
Oh,
We,
yeah.
we function. Cody's too cop to stop, and that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah. Because I mean,
Cops are bad at
so
Cody.
so before my partner TM this tour, I was pretty much the TM. So I was the one always be like, okay, guys, we got to get to this venue. We got to get here.
Yeah,
Like,
you had to put your dad hat on,
yeah,
and make sure everyone got in line.
Get your baton. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. And then like last tour we had Burger try it, And then like this tour, it's just like, hey, would it be nice and none of us have to worry about this?
Exactly.
And it was cool. It was like way less stress. And it was like really like I like my partner said like a really great job, like really like just like having to just worry about like, okay, like
Mhm.
get our gear inside and play.
The vibes were also just so much better. Like
Yeah.
we weren't as stressed out as much, and it felt a lot like how it used to feel, where it's way more lighthearted. You know, we kind of just we play together, and that's that. We make friends, and that's that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that's the rough thing about being like you're all trapped in the van, and if like one thing sparks and goes from there, like you're in the van for at least 4 days if you're doing like a decent weekender. So it's just like fuck, okay, no one step on each other's toes, and we just have to
Yeah,
like survive this and just go
yeah.
from there.
We've gotten good at like learning how to adapt to that because what was it? The first tour, Burger was pissing me off bad. I ended up calling him some really bad words, but by the second tour, like a year later, it ended up getting a little better. And I think as time goes on, we're kind of like we know how to give each other space now to where I'm not saying mean things to Burger. You know, no one's getting canceled or nothing.
Yeah,
So,
I remember like I don't know how it happened. Granted, there was definitely alcohol involved. At one point, we were uh we were on a run, and I just was TMing for my friend's band, and like I went to high school with two of the dudes, so like we were already pretty close. Obviously became a lot closer from being in the van all the time, but like we had me and the singer had a few moments where we just like got in screaming battles with each other and just like I'm gonna go sleep in the van, you guys sleep inside, like don't fucking talk to me. And now like he's like one of my best. I officiated his wedding a couple years ago. Like that's how close we are now. So you'll make
it's
it
a
through.
yeah, it's a very weird dynamic being like in a like works that setting with your friends at the same time, especially when you're in a band because it's like it's
Yeah.
very hard to draw that line.
Oh
'Cause-
yeah.
yeah, because it's like especially whenever we first started touring, and it's just like just doing really DIY tours. And then now it's like I feel like it's like this was the first tour where we just had support slots like all 4 days. Totally different environment, way more professional. So that was something we're just like, okay, like
And you know, we're not that we're not professional, but we weren't used to that before. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like very in that DIY mindset. But
yeah.
you've always been really good at like staying on top of that and helping us adapt.
Yeah, I think yeah, because I think I first like I guess that this wasn't the first tour that happened because I think so we did a weekender in February and we were support for Weather Day when they came through Texas
Okay.
and like that was I feel like the first time where we're just like
We're like, yeah, it's the transition was happening.
yeah, where it was just like oh dang like we got to send advances, we got to send our stage plot input list like
Shit, we got a green room.
we got like yeah we got right here like what the heck
Yeah.
like and it was just like it was crazy the fact that like stuff that we never thought about. It's like, oh shit, we have to like stay on top of this, and this is a lot of work.
We can't be like saying the same shit anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I
it's
mean?
it's funny because like when I sat down with Thanks I Hate It, we were talking about like their favorite moments from their time of music and stuff, and one of their things was like that moment where you kind of like you guys are kind of saying like where you kind of bump up to that next level, and theirs was like that first time that they got like a green room on a show because for the most of these DIY shows green room might be just like, hey, it's sitting by your van outside. That's your
Yeah.
green room.
Yeah.
But to like have an actual space where you get to like maybe get to sit down before anything happens, like that just takes you to that like next level internally of just like, oh fuck, like we're actually doing something here.
Dude, yeah. Remember when we were in I forgot where it was. We were at the 707 the coffee house, which we loved, but it was so funny because the green room was like this like shed in the back and it was all hot and we were just sitting there. It's so crazy. Like
Yeah,
it's funny.
it was funny. Yeah, it was like we played like this like coffee spot in the valley that had like three DIY shows.
Great venue, by the
It
way.
was a sick ass venue, outdoor
Yeah.
venue. It was like uh and we get there and they're like, oh hey, we have a green room from y'all. And we're like, oh sick. We've never experienced that before. So we're like, fuck yeah. And it was just like we like It was just like a shed with no AC, with like one couch and an Attack on Titan poster on the wall.
It was fucking great. It was amazing.
We're like, yo, we're living the
Yeah.
life.
Oh, that's great. I remember, yeah. I mean, getting any sort of that kind of special treatment just makes any day on the road is great. But to like have that first official green room, I remember one time I think we played uh, the Sub T in Chicago, and besides having to lug like an 8x12 up 3 flights of stairs, which sucked,
Mhm.
they were like, hey, yeah, there's a green room there, and we were just like, man, this is nuts. One, it's like an actual venue on this like DIY tour, but like they gave us a spot to like sit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dude, as-
but yeah,
Was
Go ahead.
I would say X-Ray Arcade.
Extra arcade's
mm,
nice. They have the whole second floor.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
we experienced that whenever we went through the Midwest last month, and it was like an apartment. Like
Yeah.
there was like a full restroom, like they had washing machine, dryer, a
Took
whole
yeah.
living area, kitchen, a like old school game cabinet.
Yeah.
And there's like also if y'all like it was like $30 a night or something, like something stupid cheap.
Oh, to rent it. I think it was
Yeah.
like 100 a night. I don't know.
Was it? It
It
was
was a few months before when I went with the boobers. I could be wrong though. I don't know. But I do know it was super, super cheap.
yeah, it was super cheap, but they let bands stay there, like rent
Yeah.
it out instead of a hotel.
yeah,
Which is
that's sick.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. So I was like that place was really cool.
Yeah. Um, Hopping back into the EP, forgot to mention earlier, tangents are totally fine. So wherever those go, I have no problem with. But yeah, hopping back into the EP, not only is there this voicemail that kind of tells a story throughout, which is again hilarious to put in there, and watching just listening to someone just lose their mind. But in the song in the room, towards like the last 30 seconds ish, it kind of changes up from like this kind of like ska tune into like this 8-bit synth style song, which was like obvious. I think in the room's like what the middle of the EP, so it really you don't see it coming by that point. Like what kind of sparked that idea to kind of not only change it up from an emo to a ska song, but into a whole like 8-bit style ending?
So I was really stoned. I was really stoned, and I was at my friend Steven's house where we're recording. He has a studio at his home, and I was like just sitting on the couch listening to the playback, and then I was just like, "Hold up, let me cook." So we made that like I just like put the drums and like just programmed the oscillator really fast, just looking up on YouTube, Link to the Past
Yeah.
oscillator sounds, and then like we just pretty much did the chorus, but like just through like chiptune.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We had Trevor do like the little melody on top the
Oh, on the
in
no,
the
that was me.
oh, I apologize.
No, Trevor. No, that one I did by myself with Steven.
Oh, okay, cool. That's
Yeah,
still really cool though. I fuck with that.
yeah. Trevor improvised the other video game part on the acoustic track.
Oh, in the bat signal,
Yeah,
there's like
yeah,
the synth keys kind of like overlaid through it.
yeah. So our drummer, who's also like a really great keyboardist, was just like just like asked Steven just to like hit record, and they were just like listening to it on loop, and then they just started playing that, and it was just like, wow, that sounds cool.
Mhm. It makes
Yeah,
us
I mean,
want to like incorporate more of that shit too.
Like more video game noises, yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, it was sick to see it. It was definitely something that I didn't anticipate finding on this, especially like when if you listen to like the early iterations of Updog, and then getting into this, I was like very thrown for a loop, but in like the best way of just like it got to it, and I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. Like changes it up a little bit through this, and then like obviously like we said, it continues a little bit in the bat signal, but it was kind of it was nice to kind of like pepper that in and give us a little different
Yeah.
flair of Updog.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It also kind of fits like the theme of Updog, which I think is very like because Jeremy, our bass player, is really into that 8-bit like classic like gamer stuff, and you've been really into like the Pokemon shit lately.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we're all nerds.
Updog is for the people who stink.
Was it? Yeah. Was it? Yeah. We're just all big nerds. Jeremy like came up in like the Smash community. Like they do
Mm.
like tournaments and also they're also do Street Fighter tournaments. There's like a big
Yeah.
fighting game person.
But yeah, I think that's where a lot of like the like gamer like vibe I always felt like came from.
Yeah. And like with me, I do Pokemon tournaments like the TCG. Like
Okay.
so yeah, that's like my thing that I nerd out on. I go to tournaments and I play. So yeah, I don't know. Having like I don't know. It's cool to have like video games and stuff and music.
Yeah. It's developing the overall like the picture once again that we're still kind of piecing together, but ultimately I think the only way to kind of experiment with that is to kind of just go ham and throw something at a wall. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were even gonna get those off.
Dude, I know it's so
It
fun to
was.
like. It's like a Chinese trap.
I didn't even notice. Oh, the finger traps. Oh my gosh. Somebody threw so when we're on the run, yeah, somebody threw a bunch of those into the crowd in Austin, and one ended up in my hoodie pocket. I don't know how, and I put my hand in there, and somehow I got these two fingers stuck together in it. And I was just like, what is happening?
These are the worst two to get stuck together.
Yeah.
With your own hand.
I was like, where did these come from?
It's fucked up.
That's amazing. Uh, uh, Also with this album, you guys have kind of partnered. If everyone's seen all the posts from when you kind of announced the EP, you're now partnering with We're Trying Records. Um, Shout out to the dudes over at We're Trying. Love them. How's it been getting to work with them through this whole process?
Fucking day and night, dude.
It's yeah. So honestly, Jordan rules. Like Jordan's really professional and just really communicated with us.
Very
And
much
it's been
so.
super, super like cool throughout the whole process.
Promotion wise too.
Yeah,
Like,
PR, yeah. So whenever we had LP1 came out, the label on that one, that's like now like kind of defunct. Like
yeah.
really did a horrible job on PR. And like
Yeah.
didn't really put much effort into like our music.
Hmm.
So it was really cool like experiencing that while we were trying.
Yeah, it was like, oh shit, this is like what's supposed to like this is what there's like a job that they're
Yeah.
doing, and I didn't know that
Right.
thing until they started doing it.
Yeah. It's just like Jordan's just been really on top of everything and it's just been like really communicative with us and like also it's like really community driven. Like
Mhm.
whenever like Tiny Sounds wanted to do cassettes of the EP, like we were just like we talked to Jordan and we are just like, hey, would this be okay? And he was just like, yeah, I'm 100% down with that. Like they can handle cassettes. And I was like, okay, sick.
They're just super
Yeah.
easy to work with, and they've done wonders. And I feel like we wouldn't like all of these cool opportunities have been like given to us by We're Trying, whether or not directly like I don't know, it's cool because like even on Audio Mac or like other little shit, like they've been
Yeah.
doing a great job of like kind of getting the word out there and kind of hyping us up too.
Yeah. Like this is like the first time we've ever been put on like editorial playlists, which is crazy. And it's just like, I mean, Shao, we're trying because
Yeah,
like
dude.
the work they're doing on PR, I'm just like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like even indirectly, like that's how I came across Updog was because I've interacted with Jordan and we're trying for a long time, but I saw the post and I was like, oh hell yeah, another band to check out. And then obviously as the single's been rolling out, he's been putting them on the Sad Jams playlist, which I check out every week. Not just to you know Dick Ryder plug there, but check out the Sad Jams playlist. But no, it's been cool. Just like everything that he does and that whole roster that's on there right now with We're Trying is just so stacked, and just the amount of work that dude puts in.
Dude. Yeah.
It's great.
What a blessing it is to have like such like DIY, like just someone who gives a shit about like the music that they're plugging, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that was like one thing that like really like drew me to like we're trying because like just
Sorry.
knowing who the label is and like how they have operated and friends who worked with them. Like Jordan doesn't get behind anything unless he like 100% believes in it and will listen to it. So it's like I feel like that like really like translates into like the effort of like what he like whenever he pushes bands. And it's just like it's just really cool. It's just really cool. Like he just really, really cares about the community and the bands he represents, which is awesome.
And that shit's hard because it already takes a lot of money as it is to like pursue art in whatever like caliber you want to. But to do it in such an ethical way, like it's almost unheard of. So it's also like it's a double whoopee because not only is this guy really cool, but it's also like he could be charging a lot more. He could be fucking us over if he wanted to. He could be cutting corners, but he's not. And I think we all really appreciate that.
Yeah. It's like top tier label for sure. Like
Right.
whenever I told Will from Full Blown Meltdown about it, he was just like, homie, that's like the label right now.
Which says a lot for people listening because like will it will be the first to tell you like don't need to be signed to anyone, like fuck a label, but for him to give an endorsement to a label, like that means a lot, I feel
That's
like.
huge.
Yeah.
And that's also a really tricky line, like with being DIY and like kind of working with the label, you know what I mean? Like you're very adamant on the DIY ethos, and the fact that like we're still able to kind of work within whatever's comfortable with us while also receiving help without what's the word? Sacrificing or like
Mm.
getting rid of some things that matter to us. I think that's also really important. And that's a huge like privilege that I feel like not a lot of musicians have. You know, we're really lucky in that regard.
Yeah. Like I feel like one of the coolest thing is so like on this tour we got to sell the cassettes early. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got them like day one and then like really like texted Jordan and I was like, hey, would this be okay? And he was just like, yeah, you're on tour, go for it. Like it was like yeah, he was just like really cool. Like even though it didn't come out for like another like at that point, like was it like a week and a half, a week and three quarters, he was just like, nah, yeah, like
Fuck it.
fuck it, like yeah, y'all got this.
Which means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Shout out Jordan. Shout out We're Trying. Um, yeah, no, when even like I know there's a few other people coming on the show that are also part of the. I feel like this new latest batch of signees with We're Trying, and like I'm stoked to kind of just chat with everyone because like everyone's killing it, and he's been doing a great job, like we said, promoting you guys, and you know, just I'm stoked to see kind of what he keeps doing with you guys and what you guys continue to keep partnering to do with each other.
Yeah, there's a new era of emo coming out, and I think he's responsible for a lot of that. It's really reminiscent, or it's very telling of like what's going on in emo right now, like this whole fifth wave shit going
Oh
on.
yeah, because I like yeah, because it's like this wave emo, I feel like people just realize is hey, you don't have to just do noodles all the time. You can just do
Exactly.
whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, noodles are good in moderation. If you have a good noodle, then it's a good noodle.
Yeah,
But if you're just like shitting and you're just like pressing stuff, then it's like, well, anyone can do that, you know?
but it's like I don't know. I just really like how like expansive it's been. Like dude, Combat's one of my favorite bands right now.
Oh hell yeah!
Like seeing an emo band like do like make an album that's just like it just sounds like really pure. It has intent, and you can tell it's just like they're just trying to sound like the bands that like they grew up listening to, and it's just like yo, like yeah, that's like where emo's at. Like, and I love it. Yeah, as compared, I guess like was it third wave with emo or
Oh,
was it
with the post emo with like Joyce Manor and like modern baseball.
no like
Shit, I don't know.
no it was like
My bad.
whatever I guess like third wave when I was in high school where like every I guess like there was like a very specific sound to like
Yeah.
emo
Mm.
and I feel like that's kind of gone away.
I always wonder, like, if in a few years from now, we or like people are gonna look back and be like, dang, remember like the 2025 emo? Like, remember that shit? I always think that, like, I think at one point it's gonna be like a nostalgic thing, you know?
I think it will be because like I even there's times where I'll think back to like the 2013 emo, like that was around the time that I first found like Free Throw and like those early EPs and stuff like that, and I think we'll
Ah,
have the same kind of mentality when it comes to like the early 2020s of emo and just like what it shaped and what it's gonna become or after this. Hopefully, it's not going to be one of those like rocking chair situations. Like we'll be thinking back to the good old days.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we will have evolved and still be doing dope shit with what we've learned in this time, though.
I like
yeah.
that. I like that a lot better.
What way would be like 20 years from now? The
We'll be dead. I'm not gonna be in 20 years from now, dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
if there is, it'll probably be like eighth or ninth wave, right?
Yeah, at that point, if we're still doing ninth wave emo and we're like 50, hang it up, bro. Just turn it off. That'd be cool though. That'd be
Yeah.
kind of
I,
sick.
I, yeah, I feel like it'd be the equivalent to like all the old dads that are doing like jam bands and stuff. We would just be doing it with our version of emo at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. In 20 years or 30 years, it's gonna be like, I don't know. That's gonna be like the thing, I think.
Show up to open mic jam night at the bar downtown with a noodly riff with just burger monologue.
Burger's gonna be dead. That I know for sure.
Yeah, just get all your recordings in now. That way you can
Exactly.
just loop them in later.
So that's when holograms are gonna be like a thing. So we'll live forever.
One thing I did want to bring up on this episode too, just because I saw, there's a big venue I feel like in your guys' lives that are kind of is ending at the end of November, and I kind of
Mm.
want to talk about that and like the Texas scene in general because as someone that lives in Minnesota, I'm not too familiar with the bands that come out of Texas. I know everyone knows of Riley. I know of Sleep Schedule and Drunk Uncle. But like finding all these bands and flyers, like I'm seeing all this stuff and seeing how uh, it's the end of the Arnold House, as people call it. Like why has this been like a staple in your guys' scene for so long? I think it been active for like the last few years.
First of all, it's a great question. You did your research. I appreciate it. Because that was like the start of like our whole like era of Updog for us. Like I remember that first show in like 2023, we were like we both left the Arnold House like that was our favorite show we've ever fucking
What is
played.
it, 2023 or 2022?
Oh shit, probably 2022. It was
Yeah, yeah,
wow,
yeah, yeah.
easy.
But it's like, so like our friends that like got like rented Arnold House and ran Arnold House, like they had a goal of just like the pretty much like the ethos and idea of bomb the music industry, but as a venue. So they wanted to like make this like all-inclusive space like for like like just like an all-inclusive space. Like it's like a really queer friendly space. Like if you're
Affordable.
affordable,
Yeah.
if you can't afford to get in, they'll work with you. Like it's just like it's feel like it's been such a staple because I feel like Texas in a while hasn't had a place like that where it's just like, oh hey, like this place is like cares about the community first and not just what they could rake in as a profit.
Because they give back a lot to the community. They do a lot of shit with like the Austin Library and like they do a lot of like drives and they bought a street. And then,
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit!
yeah.
they adopted a street. Yeah, they do street cleanups every week. Uh, it's cool. They do street cleanups every week. They do community pickup basketball games every Saturday morning. They have like a community garden. Like,
Just good people.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that's sick.
they're doing like really cool stuff. And it was just like for us, like I feel like it was a perfect place for us because like I mean, like a band that's like mostly queer. It's just like we felt right at home immediately. Like we didn't like have to worry about like some like fuck shit happening.
It's crazy
Yeah.
because out of any place we've ever been, we've been to Arnold House, like, we go relatively often. There's never been any shit that's happened. You know what I mean? Like, no one's ever felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then if there's like there's been multiple times where I've been there, say if it's somebody who has like an abusive past, who's like or like somebody who's making women uncomfortable, they grab them and they're like, hey, we need you to leave.
Yeah.
like their goal is like primarily like just keep the community safe.
And it's great. There's never been like beef or like an incident, as far as I know. Like it's always been
Yeah.
it's just super like welcoming. And then I think it's a huge blessing for Texas specifically to have something like that because, Texas got a lot of shit going on right now. So to have a place that's inclusive and, friendly and progressive and just generally very good to the community, like it has forever like shaped our whole like trajectory and our whole like identity as a band. Like I think we probably wouldn't have like a lot of what we have if not for Arnold House because that's also where we met like the majority of our friends and how
Yeah.
we, I guess, felt super comfortable in Austin. And I don't know, it's gonna be such a bittersweet moment to say goodbye because it's gonna be nice to like, I guess it's good to have her go out, like a champ, but it's also sad to like this is the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like definitely like was like is my favorite place to go to shows. And like there's been multiple times wherever I'm just like, hey, I have nothing going on this weekend. Oh, hey, show at Arnold Saturday. Okay, I'm on the way.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 hours from Corpus. So I'm just like, okay, like let's go.
Yeah. I wish so badly like it sucked or I wish that any of my friends or friends in other states like who haven't experienced Arnold House like it's a really special thing and it does make me sad that it's like shutting down because I do wish like it makes me sad not everyone's going to be able to experience like that specific house and like what it's like to be in that environment, but I guess the good thing is that like it's not something that's just limited to that house.
Yeah, Tiny Sounds is still doing shows as a collective. They book like all over Austin as well as like the main spot they usually book is this bookstore called LA Majesty, which is really tight. And I feel like in many of the same ways, like embodies like the feelings and like the ethos of like Arnold House, which is really, really sick. But like also like with bigger shows, like they like book at other venues. Like just depends how big the show is. Like they're the promoters for the show we just did in Austin this past Thursday
Oh yeah.
with Sports and Team, and it was at this place called 29th Street Ballroom, and like they rule honestly. It was it just felt like working with them like we were playing Arnold House, like just like really easy, communicative, like
Yeah.
really like make sure we're all okay and good, like we're hanging out like, with like the crew from Arnold House, like it's just like the same vibes.
You got your finger stuck in a saw trap. I mean, it was just great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great question though. That was because it's such a big part of like our identity as a band. So it is really nice to like have someone who like understands that or like acknowledges that.
Yeah, it's like becoming regulars there too. Like we became like such regulars there that people started to think we're an Austin band. It was like a place that like really like helped us like grow, especially in the scene in Austin, like get like a foot in the scene and just start growing there. To like the point where like our Austin shows are like way bigger than our Corpus shows.
You identify more as an Austin band than a Corpus band.
Well, it's like we do play there more.
We do, yeah. And
Yeah.
we have more friends. I mean, we love Corpus, but I think Austin is like I don't know. It's like a second home to us.
Yeah, it's like a second home.
Uh, no, yeah, like it to have one of those houses in your scene, uh, that means so much to everyone, and like have it be such a staple. I know that there's a few houses up here in the Twin Cities that are recently shutting down. Whether the landlord's finally tired of it, or the people just need to kind of move on from the house. Like to have one of those spots kind of die out in one way or another is always a big travesty for every city. The only hope is that someone else takes up that mantle and like establishes another house. It'll probably never be. I
Yeah.
was trying to think of a funny way to say this, but I don't think I can pull it off. But it'll always be another sick house venue, but it'll probably never be an Arnold House itself.
It'll be an Arnold house, but not an Arnold home.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
But like to have one of like I remember like one of the houses that I first moved to when I moved to the Twin Cities was an old like punk house that a lot of DIY shows happened at, Granted, by the time I moved in, it was really at the like tail end of all of that, but I
Mhm.
got to experience a little bit of it before I moved here, and just to have a chance to like be a part of that history in some way or another, like that'll live with me forever. So like while the Arnold House might be going away, obviously you guys will have plenty of moments and experiences from it. I think there's even um, a live video of you guys playing at Arnold House up
Our
on
first
YouTube
show,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was our first time ever playing Arnold House.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it goes back into the whole thing of like how one day like fifth wave emo is gonna be like nostalgic. It kind of already, in a sense, is because we're already kind of looking back at like, oh, remember the good old days of Arnold House, and it's I don't know. I think we're all very lucky to kind of live through that and to, I don't know, like experience such a cool thing at, such a early stage of our like existence as a band. Like that's really fucking cool to me. And I don't know. I think you're right. Like there's other venues, but who knows, what's gonna happen in time. It's just very cool to have experienced something like this at such an early stage in our like identity as a
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if for people listening in your different selective cities or whatever, support those local house venues that are putting on the sick shows. Go see those bands that are there. Like people always say, you never know when you're going to see like the next Fall Out Boy at a house show or something like that. Like go support those bands and then support those venues because they're really the staple of the scene. Uh,
That's just
uh,
like the one time I was just there at Arnold House, like hanging out. The show wasn't even happening, and then like trash just shows up, and it's just like, oh hey, like they're like, oh we're staying here tonight.
Sick.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
that'd be wild. Yeah. Yeah, so support those spots and do whatever you can. This has been a great time kind of chatting all things Updog, bouncing around quite a bit, but that's what normally happens on these episodes anyways. Um, One thing, I'd be remiss to not bring up nope. That where was I don't remember where I was going with that. But anyways, going nowhere fast. I'm not going anywhere very fast at all.
That was a
While I
good
try and
thing.
figure this out, brought it back.
Yeah. Smooth.
If people are just now finding out about Updog and going to listen to Going Nowhere Fast, what do you think are some things that they can possibly get out of this record, or they should be prepared for?
Healing yourself music.
No.
Music to not kill yourself to. It's good and it's enjoyable and it's fun. It's good if you like to just have a good time. If you okay, I don't know. I got nervous.
You showed the music, killing yourself music.
Because it kind of is in a good way. Like it's very new. I'd say it's very what would you say? I'm sorry. That wasn't good. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got nervous because Aaron walked in and I had to like game face. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess hope. Opposite of killing yourself. Because I mean I guess hope. Yeah, because a lot of those songs were written at moments of like deep depression, like lyrically wise. And I feel like uh, I would like the songs like to like give like a sense of like not being alone,
Relatability.
like just being like just like yeah, relatability, like not being alone. Because I guess in a way it is, I guess in that sense, killing yourself music because it's like lyrics I did right when I was like really, really depressed.
Sing. It all ties back. Yeah.
But it's like, yes, it's sad, but it's like I want it to be like for those people who are also like feeling suicidal and bummed out. It's just like, oh hey, like I'm not alone in this, and hopefully things would get better.
Yeah.
Because like that's like kind of like especially when writing like lyrically like trying to like tell a story with the songs lyrically like that was like kind of like the ending I was hoping to get. It's just like yeah, things are going to get better, just give it time.
I think it's very easy to capitalize, especially in emo, off of like the sad boy, like, oh, my girlfriend left me type shit. But I really appreciate this like newer movement going on where it's not just so focused about like things being bad, but more so like the hopefulness of it and
Mm.
how, and I mean that sounds there's no way to say it without sounding corny, but I mean you're right, like things do get better and it's kind of just the epic highs and lows of that endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also okay to be sad about other stuff that's not having to do with relationships
Yeah.
and like think about that, you know?
Yeah.
Because I
No,
feel like,
I've said that before. Like one thing that is tough. Like I love obviously all emo pop punk stuff. Like Source of Far, great stuff. But a lot of that, is relationship trouble. But I love the wave that we're in right now, where we're not talking about, like you said, not just relationship stuff, but we're talking about things that are actually happening right now and mattering in
Yeah.
that person's life that are more relatable than like someone talking about a girlfriend from like 10 years ago. Like even if you look at like Scarlet Street's latest album, where it's all these things political kind of getting wrapped in there, like that shit's here and now. Like we're at that point where like we're relating to that shit in real time.
yeah.
With Bloody Room, like we
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, in the room, like, yeah, whenever wrote that song, it's just, I mean, that song is just more about being, I was really pissed off about people who cosplay being poor,
Mm.
as well as like people who are like romanticize struggle without doing anything about it. So it's like, but it's like to your point, it's like, yeah, like I feel like that's something to be really sad about at the moment because it's just like we got like, I mean, it's all, I mean, as long as punks exist, there's been trust fund punks and people like cosplaying people or people within activists like and organizing movements and stuff like who are like so disconnected from everything and like they feel like
performative.
they feel like they're like especially rich people within those movements, you feel like they're doing enough just throwing dollars at people while
Yeah.
like poor people are being sacrificed on the front lines. And it's just like, we got like, I guess like we just got a lot of stuff you said about like people are losing Snap, people are being taken away by ICE, like
Yeah.
freaking hate crimes among like people of color and LGBT, like the LGBT like Q community are like at a high, like
Yeah.
it's scary out there, you
And
know?
that's like no matter where you are in the country, I think that's something that we can all like fucking acknowledge. And I think that's what makes it so like I guess accessible and relatable because
Yeah, especially growing up in like conservative ass South Texas,
fuck yeah.
Well,
it's like the only time I like was able to like I felt comfortable enough to like dress like androgynous and actually like be comfortable enough to like wear makeup and stuff and like dress a little bit feminine. I was getting like called slurs in public. So it's just
Yeah.
like it's a little scary out here.
Yeah. But as always, in the theme of going nowhere fast, there's hope. There's that big sense of like a trombone and then, riding off into the sunset.
Well, it's like if you don't have that hope, you're just gonna dig yourself into a hole that's really, really hard to get out of.
Yeah.
And at the end, it's like you're not helping anybody or yourself, you know.
Hope is a discipline, they say. They do. Yeah.
Yeah.
To your point, hope is a discipline, and it's a
What is it? What Pat the Buddy says?
God. Here we go.
Well, it kind of makes me think is like because like thinks about like just like humans in general. It's like your heart's a muscle the size of your fist. Keep on loving, keep on fighting, and hold on.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the theme. That's the move.
I mean, everyone, if you haven't decided to go listen to Go Where Fast by now, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Everyone should go listen to it immediately. Well, we're almost done, and then go listen to it if you haven't already. No, I think those sum up Going Nowhere Fast perfectly. At the end of the day, it's a solid album for everyone like looking to find. I was trying to think how to word this. An emo ska EP that you weren't anticipating to find. I think it's a great EP to go listen to. Definitely go check it out. Go get tapes. We'll talk links in just a second, but just be ready for everything else coming next. Um, I normally end off these talking with the infamous question of like your favorite time in Updog. But with this episode being the first episode dropping in 2026, my question for the two of you is, you know, looking into the new year. I know we're recording a little bit ahead, so this, you know, we're really opening and looking ahead. I don't remember what I just said. Time's construct. But like looking ahead to 2026 and beyond, what are your hopes for Updog going forward?
I hope we're not dead. And I hope that we have the ability to meet together more and to write more and to kind of experiment more and meet so many new people. You know what I mean? I think that's always been one of the driving forces in Updog, you know, experimentation, getting a fucking trumpet player, dog. Hopefully, dude, I don't know. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, all that. I do want to. I mean, I'm just looking forward to touring more next year, and like we're trying to get our ducks in a row for like late winter, spring next year already. So it's just like touring more and getting to hang out with friends, like getting to play music, and like it's cool because like I feel like through Up Dog, like just like the past like couple of years alone, like touring has allowed me to see places I haven't been able to see if I wasn't on tour. So it's just like it's I don't know, just getting to see new places and making new friends. Because that was also like the really cool part, especially like I feel like every time we tour like a new region, like we make so many new friends just because like you just meet some really cool people at
Yeah.
shows, you know?
And that's the cool thing. Everyone is cool, you know, like this is the scene where like
Yeah.
everyone's like their goal is to like make friends, you know.
Yeah, like oh God, like Ashley from
Ashley,
Tampa.
yeah.
That's like a friend we made last year when we toured out the fest.
She still slides up on my stories.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Fun
she
fact.
rules.
Yeah.
And like we met her because uh some friends were playing a pre-fest show that they guest listed us to, and we had an off day, so we went and she was trying to get in and we just said she was with Updog and she got in and then like yeah, we just came like friends after that and we still keep in contact.
Yeah, I mean the times that like I remember one of our first big runs, we met a bunch of people, and then so our next run the following year, we routed our tour to like still go and see all those same people, or like make a makeshift like day off in the run, so that way we could, you know, go hang out in Colorado Springs and hang out with those people for a while. Like
Yeah.
I miss everyone that I ever met on the road, and you know that. Like you kind of said, when you get to a new region, you kind of unlock stuff, and I don't know. For me, like when you said that, it just in my mind it was very like video game esque of like you unlock that region. Here's
Yeah.
like your new like representative for that region that you get to be in contact with for the rest of your life.
New Midwest map just dropped.
Yeah, exactly.
Region unlocked.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's why, dude, I'm hyped. I'm excited. And that's because we were talking about like we think back to where we were a year ago and things have changed so fast. And even if things don't change, it's just still so interesting to see like what's going to happen within the next year, like what we're capable of doing and
Yeah.
bringing out in each other.
No, definitely. Because I feel like every year, like since we started doing a full band, it's just been top one up in each other. So it's just been like, okay, let's see what we do next year. This will be cool.
Hell yeah. Well, you know, hopefully we do another one of these in the future, and we'll get to hear about all these accomplishments that have happened, and see if you guys got a trumpet player by then, and
Dude.
all this other fun stuff.
Yeah. She'll be here.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or you guys tour up to Minneapolis one of these times, and we'll get to see it all in person.
Yo, Minneapolis is Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
We'll pull some strings.
Let me see.
I'll let you cook.
Yeah, let him cook. Let him cook.
There's something we were talking about for like next year that is we might do something from like east to Midwest.
Oh,
How do you
yeah.
if like Minneapolis is in there?
All right. Well, you keep me posted. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Heck yeah, that'd be sick to come hang out.
Yeah.
You know, if anyone's looking for Updog merch, music, or Updog in general, where can they find it?
I mean,
Oh, what's that new app that just launched? Fucking the app that had us
what was
the alternate what was it? Audio Wave?
Audio Mac?
Audio Mac.
It's not a new app. It's been a while.
Well, shit. Well, new to me. I've never heard of it. It's an alternative to Spotify. Audio Mac. They really like because
Yeah.
they like We're Trying Records. Sorry. So that's a start.
Hell yeah.
I guess like just search up like 2 words Updog on like Audio Mag, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah.
On Twitter, we're Updog for 20666. Just all one word.
For some reason, like on the streaming services, I think Updog one word is taken, so it's up and then dog.
Yeah. And then what's this? Instagram, it's just Updog the band.
Also live shows or like compilations. Because we were on that, what was it, Christmas in July?
Oh yeah, or like Chillwave Records too. If
Yeah.
you search up Dog on Chillwave, we had a video come out, I think
Yeah.
in July. Yeah, in July for the
Yeah.
Christmas in July, like this past year. So I feel like yeah, Chillwave's record YouTube as well. But I think
Well,
that's it,
yeah,
man.
depending on where you found this episode, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, or you watch the YouTube version and get to see their lovely faces like I did tonight, check the hyperlinks down below. Make sure you follow Updog on all the socials. Be ready for new music, new merch, tour dates, all the fun stuff, and just everything else that they have up their sleeves. One last big thank you to the two of you for taking the time out of your Tuesday to sit down with me and talk about your band.
We weren't doing shit, dude. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much. Like literally, I mean, I got
pacing. We were waiting, bro.
yeah, I just got in town yesterday because I had to drop off the van, and Tina's been here for a couple of days.
I was at work today. I almost killed myself. I hate my
Yeah,
job.
so like
Now we're here. Yeah.
yeah, like we're still like in that post tour like
Slow. Yeah.
so yeah, we weren't doing anything. I was playing Madden.
Ooh,
Yeah.
this works out perfect since you were playing Madden. I recently was sitting down with a band called The Entire History of You, and they enlightened me to this new metric when it comes to music. Their goal is to have one of their songs featured in a Madden game. If you were to
Dude.
feature one of Updog's songs in Madden, what would it be?
Fuck. We gotta get something hype. You know
I
what
feel
I
like in the room.
Yo,
Yeah, in the room.
Where we gotta get like some knockoff shit, like Garfield Racing or like some like weird racing knockoff or some shit.
Was it the Crazy Frog Racing?
Oh yeah.
For the PS.
Oh, being Crazy Frog Light.
No, honestly, that would be sick if in the room with real Madden. Because honestly, I remember, was it Madden 04? Getting that when I was like 8 years old and like hearing like Taking Back Sunday, Blink-182, AFI. Like I was just like, this is sick. And then like, was it like Madden 06 and like 07 both had Under Oath and like
No.
it was just like Census Fail, Silverstein. So it's just like I feel like those games have a lot to showing like kids music.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or like NHL for some I
Oh yeah, yeah.
I heard the guy from the EA who works like curates the soundtracks for the NHL games is really involved with like the DIY scene in Canada or something.
Okay.
So he like always puts like really cool bands on there. Like I think Cliff Diver was on one of them like a year ago.
Dude. That shit's cool.
Yeah. Updog next, you know.
Yeah.
Updog on like Sims fishing update or like
Roblox.
Roblox, you
Oh,
know.
dog on Roblox.
Garfield Racing, dog. I'm telling you. We'll make it a bee simulator. We'll fucking get it, dude. We'll fucking get it.
Oh, dog play power washing simulator.
They're not ready.
We'll talk to Jordan. Jordan's got some work to do.
Right.
Imagine you, like you wake up, you take your Adderall, and you like do the power wash simulator. You throw on some Updog. You're ready.
Locked in.
Right.
Yeah. Again, this is a great time. Everyone go listen to Updog. Go listen to Going Nowhere Fast if you haven't already. And I'll catch everyone on the next episode.
Do we say bye? Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Beers with Bears.